Hi, Doug Grant here. Welcome to another episode of Holistic Professional Success. And today we're going to be talking about the little known factor called the Nocebo Effect. You've heard of the placebo, but have you heard of the nocebo and what it can do for your practice? Let's find out. Hi everyone, Doug Grant here. Welcome to Holistic Professional Success. And today we're going to be talking about something that's not well known, especially in the public. Some of you as health professionals have heard of it before. It's called the Nocebo Effect. And how does it work to benefit your practice? So first of all, let's talk for a second about the placebo effect, the thing that most people know about. Placebo effect is a control, right? It has supposedly no therapeutic benefit based on structure or anything like that. If we're doing the study and we have this drug that we want to see how it affects people, then we're going to compare that drug to a placebo, something that's just water, sugar water, whatever it might be that people take that will have no therapeutic effect on whatever it is the outcome we're trying to get from the actual product, the actual drug or actual thing that we're using. So the placebo effect is interesting. And one thing about the placebo effect that is important for the discussion for holistic health professionals is that with the placebo effect, we know in the literature when we're doing research, and a lot of you remember back in school when you're looking at research or you had to work on a research study and that up to 30% of the effects from a product, a nutrient, a chemical, whatever it is that you're studying, the positive effects, 30% of it can come from placebo. In other words, people just thinking it's going to work, and they might not have even got the pill with the active ingredients in it. And so placebo effect is huge. It's the power of the mind to enact an effect, even though they didn't get the chemical or the nutrient that should give them that effect. And so the power of the mind is critical. And I think we know that. You hear a lot of talks on this subject, a lot of books, and it is huge. And you should be using the placebo effect in your clinic by helping your patients with the power of belief and understanding and knowing that what you're recommending is going to work for them. So don't look past the importance of the placebo effect. But today we're going to mainly focus in on the opposite of that, the word that most people don't know about, and that's nocebo effect. Nocebo, the nocebo effect. Now, what's interesting with the nocebo effect is a detrimental effect on psychology. So, for example, let's say that you have this belief that a certain product, let's say an apple actually is going to cause you to get sick. And even though this apple research shows it does the opposite, right? An apple a day keeps the doctor away, and it has all these benefits and all the new benefits out, especially even on the apple and being able to the skin and all the effects with it. There's some new nutrients, phytonutrients we're just discovering in it. And so all these benefits apple. But let's say that the person has been told that this apple is going to cause disease. Well, the nocebo effect is going to make it to where they actually get that disease. And you might think, well, that's like placebo, where they think it might cause damage. No, the nocebo effect is that you believe, even though you have this in front of you saying it's going to be good, you believe in your mind that it's bad, and so it turns out bad for you, the nocebo effect. So it's very, very powerful because especially now in the world with everything that's going on, there's a lot of nocebo effect. People think, oh, it's going to go bad. What's next? You see all the memes and things on social media about Godzilla coming and that, and people not having a big care about it. Like, of course, it's what time it is in the world right now. And so the nocebo effect is a big factor right now because a lot of people are expecting the worst. They're expecting bad things to happen. And in your clinic, you've got to do things to help with the mindset, to expect good, to get rid of the nocebo effect. Now, here's one of the reasons this is important for holistic health professionals. And I really don't care whether you're a chiropractor, a naturopath, a personal trainer, a physical therapist, whatever it might be in the holistic world. There's an important research study that it really should be applied every day in your mindset. And the research study showed that there's a very low belief in holistic health professionals. In other words, in believing that they can help them. 38% with chiropractors alone, meaning that only 38% of 100 people, so 38 of 100 people believe that going to a chiropractor will help them. They have a low belief in their work. Well, that's not good. And a lot of it is due to shady people in the industry and stuff like that, but also to the media and different things. And so we need to fix that. And a lot of you know that one of the most important things people could do is make sure they have good alignment, they have good nerve function and flow in the body. And so we know the benefits. Well, there's also one other study that's a problem. It's that 50% of the people don't believe the marketing on supplements because of all the hype and the snake oil salesmen and things that are out there that aren't based, they're not basing what they're saying on science, and there's no real truth behind it, and they're out there teaching this, so people have this belief that supplements and nutrients, taking your nutrients aren't good for you, even food, nutrients from food. Oh, well, I'm just going to take the drugs because, really I'm going to get that much more benefit and improve my health by just eating healthier and the nutrients from food. And so there's this problem. 50% of the people population within the study showed they don't believe that supplements or nutrients actually can benefit them. So when you have only 38% believe in holistic health professionals as far as really what they're going to do is going to help completely, and only 50% of belief in vitamins and nutrients, there's already this problem you have going into practice and for your patients to really believe. A lot of times it's just another thing they're doing because, last hope, but I really don't think it's going to work. So the nocebo effect happens. They don't think it's going to work. And even if you do exactly what's right, you find the problem, you find the subluxation, you find the nutrient deficiency, you can do blood work and you know exactly what's going on or whatever it might be. You're a personal trainer and you're training someone. I know that if I train and I create this force, then I create the micro tears and it's going to rebuild, they're going to get stronger. You have all these things that through research will work, but yet it doesn't, because the patient, the customer, the client can override the physiological effects, proven effects of something, from a nutrient, from exercise, from an adjustment, whatever it might be. They can override that with a detrimental mindset, the nocebo effect. So it's something you need to address. And if you're not addressing it, you're not getting the benefits you should from the good work you're doing, because your patients are causing a detrimental effect even from doing the right things. So what do? There's 4 things that I'd like you to focus on in your practice to be able to help counteract the nocebo effect. One is your example. Your example shines through, that people will believe you. And if they come in with a negative mindset, they're like, oh my gosh, look at that person. Their body fat's where it should be. Their structure is where it should be as far as posture is concerned. You talk about your diet and your eating. I know a lot of times I've been into doctors' clinics and they were talking about the desserts and the things that everyone will have once in a while, but that's the main thing they talk about. So that's all the patient hears is the junk, versus the healthy eating that's supposed to be going on, or it goes on the majority of the time with a lot of health professionals. Being careful with how we speak toward diet, your communication skills, and love for the patient, love for what you do. Anyone around me knows that I love nutrients, and I believe and I see the research, and I've seen for decades the benefits of providing nutrients to the body. One little deficiency in iron or B12 or vitamin C, and all of a sudden huge benefits by being able to get the body balanced. And I love it and I believe in it and I know it. And the same thing with training, and I have a passion for it. Do your patients know that you have a passion for what you do, for adjustments? Do they know your backstory? Do they know whatever it is that you do? Make sure that you show that love and that communication. And that gets over the nocebo effect of people like, oh my gosh, that person's, walking billboard. She or he is really in great, health and shape. And maybe that stuff does work. Maybe the mindset I have of it not working is wrong. So number 1, your example. Your example. If you need to get that under control, then that's great. We can help you with that. And you probably already know what to do, but take that on a little bit more, especially in the world today. Number 2, The belief in your patient in a higher power that can help them. And not talking about bringing religion into your clinic or anything like that. I'm talking about vibration, about energy. And however you want to teach that, if you feel comfortable with, or your clientele such that you say it's a God, or it's energy, or it's whatever else it might be, that's up to you. I'm not talking about what the name of that is that you teach or talk about in your clinic, but just the belief in a higher power, that there's something greater than you, that if you call upon it, you have the right energy, you have the right love, the right vibration, that'll bring health to you. And you have to treat that patient by patient or client by client, because everyone's at a different place. And I learn real quick from somebody how far I can go and which direction I need to go with teaching about energy and universal love and a higher power. And I'm able to know that if they're in the same beliefs I am, then I can talk a little bit more along those lines. If it's just a general belief and understanding, then we talk about vibrational energy and those benefits. So number one, your example. Two, belief in a higher power, so that they will be able to have that love and be open to getting help. And number three, make sure you provide science-based proof of what you're doing. And that's why it's so important that we provide the research, the patents, and everything in the we do with the nutrients and the supplements and with your eating. And you can have all the videos to go through on the Optimal Health Systems YouTube or our blog. Our blog is one of the greatest tools you'll ever use. The Optimal Health Systems called Health Insider blog. You can go to the website ohsforlife.com or check it out. Phenomenal blog to be able to get research from, to be able to show the patients, whether no matter what products you use or anything, that you have science-based to prove that if you do these things, look, the research shows they will benefit you. You're low on energy, and guess what? Your adrenals are blown because of your excess caffeine and all these things you do. Here's research to show that that's the case. And if you get the adrenals working again, you use OptiAdrenal or Cord Adrenal or whatever you use in your clinic, ashwagandha, the different nutrients to balance the adrenals, then all of a sudden you have consistent energy. But I'm using research. You with me? On science behind it. So number one, your example. Number two, a belief and helping the belief in a higher power to come in. Three, science-based materials. And you don't have to spend all your time doing this. Give them some of our research papers or send them to a video so that they see the science behind it. And number four, last, results, testimonials. You have to show results. That's why back to number one is your example. That's a result. That's a testimonial. You're a walking testimonial. They come in, hey, my doctor, she was phenomenal. She looked great. She was healthy. Man, that's a testimonial, right? But also testimonials of other patients. What did that person come into you for? They wanted to lose weight. They wanted to gain muscle. They wanted to get rid of this disease. They have type 2 diabetes. They don't want to become type 1. Whatever it might be, aches and pains. You know what? You're in the right place. I've had many people over the years have that same problem. In fact, Jill came in and she had high A1C and she was heading toward diabetes, but we helped clean up her diet and look at her day. Her numbers are great. She's feeling great, so on. You with me? The testimonial and the belief and the results. In fact, I go as far as many times as having people that have gotten the results that that client or that patient's wanting, actually getting permission for them to talk to them. And that takes an extra minute of your time. And I'll even say, hey, at the front desk, can you have George here get in contact with Jill, who has similar, the results that he's wanting, and they'll talk for a minute, and I get permission from them ahead of time. It's a little bit of work, but it works just wonders. Why? Because it helps get over the nocebo problem of them not believing it's going to work. When if they apply what you ask them to do, it will help them, right? But what can stop that's the nocebo effect. It's one of the most frustrating things in the world. Like, when I'm doing it, but they're not doing it here. So again, today, health professionals, it's about the nocebo effect, the detrimental effects due to the mindset of people, even if they're doing the right things. Even if it's a nutrient we know does something specific, they can override that chemically in the body with the wrong mindset, the nocebo effect. Your patient's belief in your work as a holistic health professional and in nutrients and supplements is low. Not you individually, but as a whole, right? As a group, as holistic professionals, and as nutrition and nutrients together. So we have to overcome that. So we have the ability to overcome it with the 4 steps. Your example, belief in a higher power, science-based proof given to the patient, and results testimonials. If you apply those 4 things with your patients, you'll overcome any problems with the patient having the nocebo effect and not getting the benefits from the great treatments you have and you teach. So remember the nocebo effect. Put those 4 things into practice. Let us know how you do and the success you have. Have a great day. Keep chewing.